Well, on that note, welcome back to the channel. We are going to be finally lowering Tyler's Majesta. So right here we have his 1992 Toyota Crown Majesta. If you haven't gone and see the video where we picked this up and go over all the cool features about it, go back, check that one out, and you might just fall in love and make this your brand new car. Anyways, we have some Part Shop Max, right? That's what it is?
Yeah.
Yep, Part Shop Max. What coil spring rate?
12K and 22K.
12 and 22K. So I believe these are the rear, these are the front. This car does come with a true suspension, meaning that it has an upper control arm, a spindle or a knuckle, and a lower control arm. So no need for top hats for Camber. But this car is factory air. So disclaimer, I've never put coilovers on a car that comes factory air. That is going to be hopefully not a challenge today. The car underneath, super mint. Even the frame, zero rust. Only thing is, on some of the suspension components, they put like a coating on it and it's kind of flaking off, and there's a little bit of surface rust on the surface components and subframe, which I will show you guys. Hopefully that doesn't make a big problem for us. But this morning I came out, we sprayed some PB Blaster on it. Hopefully that will help us out a little bit. Think we're gonna attack the fronts, hopefully will be the easiest, and then move to the rear, assuming we're gonna have to take out the back seats, some of the trunk stuff, and oh well. So we're gonna hop into it, get the car up in the air, start checking out all the stuff we need to take apart, and let's get these babies on. About 20 minutes later, we have one side taken apart. I wanted to take this side apart, see if we ran into any issues, see if there's anything different before we start showing you that side, but we got this off. What we did was take off the spindle to upper control arm nut that goes right there. Took that off, took off the two bottom bolts that hold the spindle in, and then took off the caliper so that we could get the caliper off the way. We got the rotor over there, and boom, spindle came right out. There is a sway bar, so instead of taking apart the sway bar, which can be a real pain, what we're actually going to do is take both sides apart, get both sides to where that side is, unbolt the three bolts that go onto the top hat, or nuts that go onto the top hat, and then take two jacks, basically lower both sides at the same time. So at that point, the only thing that would be touching still is going to be the bottom of the coilover, and there will be no sway bar that's putting pressure on it to make it hard to come apart. So we're going to hop on that. Ty's taking the caliper off, spindle and stuff luckily came apart pretty easily. Look, we're not hiding anything here either. There is a little bit of surface rust. We knew that bringing the car over anyways, but the car is in immaculate condition. The frame underneath is rust free. They painted the exhaust, they painted like so many things, but overall, I'll show you guys once this car is a little bit higher in the air. This car is super clean. When the cars come from Japan, before I bring them over, they give a really detailed spec sheet of every little scratch, every little thing wrong or non-working with the vehicle. So everything comes as expected, and yeah, no hiding anything when the cars are brought over. Bring over shit cars, you're gonna get a bad rep, and at that point, it is worthless to start selling cars because nobody's gonna want to buy them. Anyways, rant over. We're gonna start taking the other side apart, and then once we drop the front, I'll show you guys.
Now if you lose your
Hey. Yes, sir. Time for the stock shock, or stock bag shock, whatever you want to call it, to come out. I'll show you on this side because he's not working on this side. We have everything apart. We took off the little bolts right here and the nut on here that goes to the sway bar so that we could actually access the bottom strut mount bolt. Also, I was not very sure on how to like air out this bag. Ended up following it up here. This is the module, I guess, that sits on top. Took that off. There was a plug. All I did was unplug it. Came to the back side, and this is a 14. So this actually just has a grommet, hooks to the back of the shock. This is actually what supplies the air. All I did was take that out and loosen it completely, and once it finally got to the last thread, it just popped off and let the air out. I had to do that on both sides because I guess the entire system isn't completely connected. probably has a module for each individual one, but either way, now there's no air in the bags and you can actually lift up on the lower control arm pretty easy. Here we are. Ty just took the bottom of this off, and now we are going to take the top bolts off and it should come out. Yes sir, Ty has moved on, which means no more factory air. This thing is ginormous. I wasn't sure if the module was gonna slip out inside of where the top hat goes, this thing, but I mean it had a perfect fit. That thing is heavy too. I think these are like, I think this is heavier than the aftermarket suspension, and those things, especially with the aftermarket or upgraded coils, whatever you want to call them, these things are pretty heavy too. But here we are. Looks all empty in there. Soon we'll be prettied up with some of the coilovers. If Ty didn't have a bunch of stuff to do later, then we would just take a wire wheel, wire brush, get a lot of that surface rust and stuff off, and then spray it probably with paint and stuff, but we could always save that for another day because we'll be able to pretty this thing up, and it's hot out right now.
It's too hot.
It's stupid hot right now.
Yo!
Hey, recline the seat.
Bro, this is... Yo! Little tape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, boy.
Buenas noches. And welcome back. We are tying up both of the fronts. Just got this spindle in. I figured I'd show you guys a little hack. So when you're keeping the stock upper control arms, when you take the castle nut off of the spindle for almost any car, sometimes when you go to put it back together, that ball joint that going through the spindle, when you go to put on the nut and you're going to tighten it, the whole entire thing closes. So a trick that I have learned is to take a small C-clamp, and if you can get it up on that kind of above the ball joint, and then take the bottom and tighten it right there at the spindle so that you can actually still fit a socket or whatever you're putting here. Also, yes, I know these little tabs, 3 of the tabs on the castle nut did come off, but we will be getting a new one. I know it defeats the purpose of a quote-unquote castle nut to put the little pin that I've got somewhere, but I will be taking wire going through that hole, wrapping it around, twisting that wire, and then wrapping it around as well, on top of the nut still being tight. Figured I'd give you a quick little update on that. This side is pretty much together. Tyler accidentally did press the brakes, so we will have to take a C-clamp and decompress the calipers to put those on, but that should be pretty quick. We're gonna finish up putting the front end together, and then we'll start to move on. I have just spent about 2 hours inside of this trunk. Luckily, it is a big enough trunk to where I can completely lay down, sit down, but just so you guys can somewhat feel my my frustration, I'm gonna show you where exactly these nuts for the top of the strut is. It's inside the trunk actually, so when we started taking apart the seat, I'm like, you know what, let's just check. So we checked in the back. We started just taking off a couple of the covers that we've got on the ground and found out they're in the back. So not only is this car cool because of all electronics and stuff that comes with it, but guess where they all are? Boom, in the back. So you've got your gas tank, you've got your rear air filter, you've got your neck, you've got a lot of the wires, you've got compressor stuff, you've got literally everything all packed in one. And guess where the coilovers are? All the way back there. So you can kind of see right there. So that is one bolt. Not only is that bolt hard to get, but the other 2 are even harder. So this is the cap cover, which made it 10 times worse because I started taking off the top 3, spent about an hour doing that and thought it was it, and it ended up just being a cover. Over here you can kind of see a little bit better where the other 2 are. There's it's blurred, but there's one here, one there, and one way in the back. So I've got an assortment of different tools here, and I feel like I'm pretty good at these things, but me being in here for 2.5 hours, I'm kind of over it, It's a lot of little twists, a lot of can't fit it in, a lot of, and it doesn't help that actually, you know, coming out of the stock struts, there are, you know, the things that, the places that the bolts, the places that the nuts actually screw onto, right here, these are so long up inside the car that it makes it so much harder to get, you know, like a long 12 millimeter compared to a socket I'm talking about. But anyways, I just figured I'd give you an update, show you kind of where this stuff was before I started actually taking it apart. I just loosened this coilover bolt right here, and it actually hooks onto the lower control arm. So I'm about to take that one off and take this final nut off that's right here and only hand tight, and hopefully drop this thing in and then do it all again on that side. And the coilovers are on. The boy Steven pulled up, came to help. Honestly, Ty had to dip out and the boys had to dip out. Don't know how I would have done it myself, but guess what? They are on. So figured I'd show you guys real quick. Compared to stock, that hub is quite high. And these coilovers are almost max height. So hopefully we won't run into any issues. If anything, I'm pretty sure we could bring it up another ½ inch, maybe 3/4 inch, but those Johnnies are on. Now that we actually don't have the air suspension, that means that this air suspension module is not in the way. So one of the hardest parts actually was, as the coilover sat inside the car like this, reaching over, what you had to do is put the tools and everything over this, had to try to get it on there, and there's stuff on top, and really that's what made it hard. It was still a little bit of a pain just to put these ones on, but as you can see, maybe as you can see, oh, well, if you can see in there, you can see just a little bit that we have a little bit more clearance. So I was able to fit the tools in there, tighten those up. This side took me about 10 minutes to get off. There was still some stuff in the way, but even with that module, I was finally able to get it off. It's funny how this side took me like 2 hours to get to that stuff, and this side took me about 10 minutes. Well, the sun is also going down, and it's a little bit darker here than it shows on camera. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna try and get this down on the ground, get the wheels on, take a couple pictures, show you guys the final product. Maybe kind of see how the front fitment is. It is tucking just a little bit. I ended up putting that on the ground and forgot to pick up the camera, but the front is starting to look really good. This side is on a little bit of a piece of wood, so it'll kind of push it up just a little bit, but I'll show you guys what this side looks. 1UZ, clean as always. Yes sir. This thing is sitting pretty nice. I know Tyler's not going dump with it, so maybe down the road we'll end up getting a kit, or maybe a lip kit and some skirts or something. But anyways, sun is going down. Steven's gonna help me get this bad boy sitting nice, and we are going to throw her on. If you guys are still watching the video at this point, a little funny story. I was actually working in the trunk. These dampeners are, you know, not working very well, and I had this jack pole holding it up. Well, I was laying down. As big as this thing is, like, you know, I lay down and I sink inside of it. The trunk actually closed on me, and I was stuck in the trunk for like 5 minutes until I could finally yell, and the boys were in the garage, so they were able to open it. But that's why this mat is here, just so it actually, the mechanism can't lock, you know, and I wouldn't lock myself in. But anyways, like I said, gonna get this bad boy on the ground. I'll catch you guys in a couple. Watch your side.
Yeah, Camber again. Oh my god.
Alright, you can drop your side. Man, these tires need air.
Huh?
Of course this one does. This is the one that has the nail, I think.
Yeah. There's no air in it?
I'm not sure. It didn't really look like it, but this thing looks so good. Sheesh. Front, not sure if it's gonna rub. None of these fenders or quarter panels are rolled, So what I was looking over here was the clearance actually for the wheel. And you kinda can't really maybe see that.
It's definitely gonna clear.
I don't know. It looks super close.
Barely though. You know what I'm saying?
Barely.
Front though. I don't know about the front, man.
Maybe. Dang. I wish it would really. It's just dark, honestly, for you guys. But, anyways, it is like I can't even fit my finger up there. It might also be because this tire doesn't have much air, so maybe it's pushing the tire out a little bit. But this thing looks good. Way better than its old monster truck height. I mean, it's not the lowest thing in the world, but it's like, it looks good. That's the thing. It looks pretty good, huh? Yes, sir. Anyways, I'm about to pull this out real quick. Take a picture, you know, just maybe out there or something, just so we have better lighting for Ty, because he is gone, and I'll send him some pics. So I will catch you guys in a couple when I give you the last rundown. Hope you guys enjoyed this so far. I know it hasn't been too much on like, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. It's kind of, you know, I show you a little bit and it's kind of basic. The rear, super easy. On the bottom, all it is one bolt. Of course, the top hats where it bolts up is, you saw it, right? Not very fun. So
I'll tell you what though, let Logan get you on the right side.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I didn't show in the vlog, but we recently just picked up this 96 Nissan Sima. This is the V6 turbo version, which never came in the US Q45s, so that is super rare. And these cars technically started in 97, but being that it's a 96/7, it's legal this year, this month, so I do believe it is one of the first in the States. I've only seen one other one in the States so far. Minty fresh. Go down, check out the OZ Imports USA Instagram page. I'll have this car along with, you know, other cars like the Celsior and other stuff that we bring over, and past sold cars. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling.
Should we get a live reaction from Ty? Should I FaceTime him?
When we pull it out, so I can take a couple pictures. Yeah.
Making a FaceTime call to Thailand.
Watch a nigga not answer.
I know. Yo.
Yeah. Let me see something. Shout out, is it Ty's, OGM? Force you on the right. Bro, I have a V9 photo shoot, bro. Yeah, bro, send me some pictures. Like, that looks good.
What do you got? What you gotta say?
What do we gotta say? I don't know. OG Import's kind of the best import out. OG Imports, get on the right side, the right way. The right side, the right way. I mean, subscribe, share with a friend, comment, nigga. Yeah, all that. Nah, it looks good. I like it.
Bet. All right.
I think it's gorgeous.
I took some pictures. I'll have on Steven's phone. I'll send them to you.
But yeah, bro.
It
It is super tight in there, boy.
Those are even bigger than these wheels.
Looks super clean though, man.
I don't know. I'll call you in a minute.
Super clean.
Alright.
That boy dump. That boy dump, boy.
Hey man, so this can be the end of the vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Today was definitely a lot longer than anticipated, but you know, Ty was here helping me, and I mean, he knows a lot about cars and stuff, but you know, he wanted to make sure his own car, a nice new car, nice coilovers, he wanted to make sure he was, you know, doing it the right way. So he helped me do this, and you know, he had to dip at the rear, but honestly, there's not much he could have done. I was in the trunk for a while, trying to figure that out, and you know, I just told him, I'm like, hey, you got stuff to do, so I'll finish it up. But I think it came out super good, super clean. I don't even have my watch on right now, but I think it's been like 6 hours, give or take. Some of the boys were over and we were hanging out and stuff. But here's the final product. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was definitely, you know, it'll be nice having this documented and on the channel for, you know, for future progress on this build. Either way, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It helped more than you know. Hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more content. Keep that bell on if you want to get notified every time we drop some fire heat on one of the builds, and we have some good videos coming for you guys here soon. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.